welcome to me trying to do a commentary at a little more than 3 AM in the night. But hey, it is now 1 AM, am I right guys? Anyway, to get serious, the Porsches have blocked out the front row, and we now have all of the BMWs in the midfield and the Ferraris towards the back. Well, that's interesting, you'd think, because I've kind of seen this coming, that the Porsches would be the dominant force here. They are just the best in terms of acceleration beyond about 100 kilometers per hour, as we're gonna see right now. Well, now that is. There's a bit of bad syncing on my part, sorry about that. But we see already Michelin's gone past Haas for third, and yeah, well, there's not really much to be said. The images pretty much speak for themselves. Yeah, there's not much to be said. The Porsches are just much better in terms of, like I said, acceleration beyond 100 kilometers per hour once we get a free run ahead of them. And you can look at the gap they're pulling already, and we're only about at most a kilometer into the race, and that's already a good second from third to fourth place. So well, they definitely have speed, and I think this is a case of, you know, being fast if they want to be fast, because clearly the Porsches can be competitive. The question is just, well, have the tracks just not been really useful to them yet? And just to further prove the point, that is Ahmed going past Harsk in the battle for fourth. That would be, yep, that would be fourth. Sorry, I'm just a little confused right now. And well, look at the gap he's already pulling. That is what the Porsche can do. And now on the other end of what the Porsche can and can't do is Demet trying to do the same thing, but is on the outside of the corner, loses speed and leaves the door open for the 95 Ferrari. That was I'm pretty sure that was not the plan. And just to make things worse, a little later, and well, that doesn't really need an explanation, does it? Benza runs a little wide and loses all of the speed, and then Ravens passed. And just for a little more underlining of, well, this is the AI as we know it, as my AI promptly makes a roadblock. That's also my AI as we know him, right? Well, yeah, as we just see Demet going back on Raven, trying to get a move down on the inside into the first corner, but is then locked down on the exit, loses all of the speed, and then it's Whitfield going past. And yeah, like I was about to say, the thing is, you can't trust these AIs. They are just literally confused, I guess you could say. They can't even do the same thing. They're inconsistent. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So, like I said, it's 3 AM in the morning here, and I'm trying to do a commentary. I think I'm doing better than last time, though. As we see, Sainz doing a little bit of a sneaky maneuver, trying to overtake in the pit lane, and the reason that was about to work is, as we see here from Cohen's onboard view, Jackson pulls up just ahead of him and confuses the AI. Again, AI is easily confused, and that allows Sainz to go up alongside him, but not quite past. What does, however, is he's not held up so much getting out of his pit stop as Cohen was on his way in, and that sees Sainz in the provisional lead for all of about 10 seconds. When Michelin storms past again, Michelin pitted in a few laps earlier, and thus, and this is going to sound like a horrible repeat from the Porsche Cup times, if you pit earlier, you're going to be on better tires while everyone else is on, quite frankly, crappy tires. Which is logical enough. The question now is, of course, are Michelin's relatively worse tires going to hold against Sainz's relatively better tires? And well, with a few laps to go, here's the answer: no, they're not. Michelin runs wide, loses all of the speed, and Sainz is just going to go right past it like it was absolutely nothing. With that in mind, it's not going to be a big surprise who wins. You can just, nobody else is even near these three guys. Well, that is the Porsche in its prime, right here. Now, if we could just sort of take just a little bit of that pace and put that on all the other tracks, that would be great. Sainz, of course, as you might have expected recently, takes victory, and confirmation of that. Michelin just under 1.5 seconds behind him, going about a second after. And the top 6 is all Porsches, and every Porsche in the series is represented in the top 10, which is likely never going to happen again, not for any manufacturer. So, well, that's a first. We're making history here. The Porsches have actually won something. So, well, that satisfies my need for having the Porsches win a race this season. And, well, in the championship standings, we have Harsk taking back the victory with a good finish here. And in 9th and 10th, as you may have seen, are suddenly the Porsches. And who would have expected that when we started the season? Who would expect that from the Porsches and the Ferraris, it would be the Porsches to first make an appearance in the top 10. They've caught right up to the back of the train of BMWs, and now we've just got to see if they can keep it up.